Hello and welcome to Coffee Mornings with Thomas George. I'm here with
Chris Carvalho.
There you go. So you might have not seen one of these Coffee Mornings for a while because I've been making loads of brand new courses. One of them, Christopher, all about mastering in Logic Pro 10, film music in Logic Pro 10 with Jonathan Armanry, and also songwriting in Logic Pro 10 for electronic producers. So yeah, I've been doing all these courses. It's a crazy time of year. There's something called Black Friday coming up, which I'm super excited for. But right now, the last few days, and from now, next few days, we're doing this mastering course, which
We're in Leeds.
We're in Leeds up north, which I think is going really well.
Yeah, I think it's great. And we're covering a lot of... See, every time I talk about mastering, it amazes me how deep it is, because it's one stereo file. It's one stereo file in the context of a single song. It's one stereo file in, one stereo file out. Yeah, there's all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
So basically this course will show you on screen, well, me in the beginner section, Chris in the more advanced section, how you can actually master your own tracks.
Yep.
And get them ready to be released for commercial release, web streams, whatever you want really. We've also got an interview of myself and Chris talking to a friend of mine called Paul Baily, who worked as a mastering engineer at Abbey Road Studios. He's now still a mastering engineer, real old school guy. Used to do the old tape mastering. He was one of the guys, part of the team that actually pioneered mastering really back in the day. So it's a really interesting talk.
Abbey Road,
yeah. Studio, you might have heard of it. If you want to hear the more like advanced stuff, Chris and Paul go at it deep. And yeah,
that was a really good chat. That was I don't get to have, apart from with my colleagues, I don't get to have many really, high level stimulating conversations about mastering.
Yeah.
But with some of my mastering peers that I do, and you know who you are. But, Paul is from a different time, man. And he had, you think mastering is difficult now, he had real problems.
Yeah.
Because, he was working with tape and stuff like that.
I can't even imagine working with tape, man.
No, and to be honest, most of that is before my time.
Yeah.
I've seen it because, my first experience of mastering, and I didn't even know it was mastering at the time. Well, I didn't know it as mastering, but when I was quite young, probably about 13, 14, 15 years ago, haven't done that maths quite yet, probably about 12, 13 years ago, I used to get my own songs, my own tunes, pressed onto something called dub plate.
Dub plate.
Dub plate.
So that's like vinyl, but
it's like vinyl, but it has an expiration on it. It was £30 a pop.
Why were these so popular?
This small disc. Because vinyl's 12 inch, this was a 10-inch thing, and it's thick, cold, metallic feeling disc that you go there and they do this what I thought was wizardry, and I still do, because a lot of it's hardware and buttons and stuff like that I don't use. And then they cut it onto this dub plate, and the dub plate, the purpose for me getting that done was not only just for my benefit, and I enjoyed the experience of all of it, but also so I could play it on my decks, and I could play it I had a short gig at an independent radio station, so I could play it there, because I was spinning vinyl at the time. I wasn't using CDs or MP3s, but there was, much like today, where you might finish a song and then you push it through CD Baby or something like that, and then you're mentally I'm done, that's released. Yeah. That was that for me, because until you do something like that, nothing's actually finished. So mastering, and I think that's what the joy that people get out of going to a mastering engineer. They commit. Yeah. Normally they do. Sometimes some people we changed something.
The mastering engineers I've used before, I give them my mix, I'm right, as soon as you give me it back, it's getting released.
Psychologically, you're done.
It's done.
You've committed.
Never going back to that mix ever again. So
until you until you edit something the next day and you go to the mastering engineer. Hey,
I bet that's annoying.
Hey, I mean, it's no, it's not annoying. It's just something that happens.
Yeah.
You know, because I totally understand it from a producer's perspective as well. That, you know, the next day you're like, oh, I didn't notice that, and you want to change it, and you know, as a mastering engineer, I'm okay with that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I understand, but having that defined step allows you to commit mentally, doesn't it? Even if the mastering engineer goes, oh, you need to turn that down, or you need to move that there, or whatever. Yeah. What was the question? Did you have a question? Was that a thing? I gave a little bit of backdrop into...
He hasn't drank his coffee yet.
No, I have drank quite a bit of coffee, but we had some food.
Yeah.
Well, we did some camera stuff, and then we had some lunch. But you don't call it lunch, do you, Thomas?
Well, in the north they call lunch tea.
Tea?
Yeah. Let's not even get into that topic. Okay. So yeah, loads of mastering chat we've been having the last few days. I'm learning a lot about mastering because I do a fair bit of mastering. I do master a lot of songs, but Chris does this full time. It's his career. He's mastering
Everyone
engineer.
does mastering.
Yeah. What do you mean? How does
Because
a non-musician
everyone-
or non-producer master?
Because if you, I mean, it depends.
If you release a video on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, is that mastered?
Because the technical definition of mastering is
Printing
creating a final production master.
Yeah.
Which is the copy, which
Deciding
is the version.
it's ready to be released.
So that's the version from which copies are derived from. So if you use a distributor,
Yeah.
an online distributor, or if you get signed to a label, they want the master or the masters.
Yeah.
And if you created that master, you mastered it.
So Chris, for people watching who might be interested in learning mastering Logic Pro 10 with our course, quick fire, right?
Okay.
What are you going to learn in this course?
What are you going to learn in this course? Hopefully, everything that you need to know in order to create the highest possible quality masters for your music in today's digital world of streaming and online distributors and stuff like that. If hiring a mastering engineer just isn't an option, this
It's a good
course,
skill to learn as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, because learning mastering can make you a better mixer, better producer, because you will learn what mastering is and what mastering isn't. And experience with mastering will allow you to make better decisions in production and mixing with a view of making that production master.
If you want to be seen as a real producer, you want to be seen as an elite producer, you need to know what mastering is. Even if you do send your tracks to the mastering, you still need to know that.
Yeah, because DIY/home/self mastering is a reality. It's a huge practicality, and you know, if you're going to do it, let's make sure that you can do it to the best of your potential ability.
In life, really, if you're going to do something, make sure you do it well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants the best for their music, don't they?
Yeah.
So mastering helps you get there.
Yep, so thank you for watching Coffee Runs with Thomas George, Christopher Carvalho, working on this mastering course, which will be out soon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, give it a thumbs down. Just give me some feedback, and I'll talk to you next time.